leave my laptop out there and manage it from out here. Hey, Blake. We know you stand against every violence and every evil principality that would lift itself against you. Lord Jesus, be with us. God, we just want to address everybody when we disperse later on, guys. Just don't go over to the counter protesters. Let's keep a peace to keep our hands and feet to ourselves. Yeah. So guys, this is a historic event. Now we're addressing the crowd, so I shifted it before we had the stadium in the background where Austin Metcalf was murdered. Please reshare this link online right now, guys. Get this out to as many people as possible. Guys, this is the first time, I'd say, in American history, but as long as I've been alive,
no, wait a minute.
white Americans
you go mock Muhammad like that.
Get a picture of
Go into a crowd of Islamists.
We've been suppressed for generations. We've been moved to the back of the bus and told to sit down and shut up. Generations ago, it was people of this skin color. And now it is our people that are being brutally murdered. The justice system is failing us.
Like that.
Get a picture of
Go into a crowd of Islamists and mock Muhammad like that.
Okay. Well, no, but he has his opinion. But I don't know why you want a crowd. You need some attention. Let's give him some attention.
Generations ago,
let's give him some attention.
And now it is our people that are being brutally murdered.
How you doing, buddy?
The justice system is failing us. And we're here to stand today against injustice, plain and simple. Righteous men of God are called to stand against injustice. And so today, black and white together, we're standing against black violence against white Americans. It's very simple. We've seen it time and time again. The statistics do not lie. The statistics do not lie. 350,000 white people were assaulted last year in America by black Americans. There is a prevalent gang culture. There is a prevalent gang culture in America. Give me a second. We have another camera here. I have to love them, to be one party in the body of Christ. This has led to not just racism, but racism in action. People are dying. Stores are being smashed in. White people are being terrorized. Our country, the fabric of our country is changing right before our eyes. Donald Trump made one of his main campaign promises, immigration. These two problems are linked intrinsically. White people are not only disappearing in this country, becoming a minority in the land that we had, the land that our founding fathers carved out for us, but now, not only are we disappearing, but we are being attacked and murdered in the streets. These two problems are intrinsically tied, but today we're here to address and call for justice for Austin Metcalf, who was murdered in that stadium. His blood is wet on the stadium bleachers. His killer is home playing Xbox. This is injustice. Black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, Spanish, whatever you are, recognize injustice and don't be a coward to call it out. Today, tens of thousands should have been here. We have a great crowd. But fear.
They're in their cars right
there's hardly anybody here. But there is a spirit of fear that is not of God. There's no spirit of fear that is not of God.
There's no crowd here, dude!
Our culture. We are fearful to walk on the streets. We're fearful to assemble.
Yeah, they're literally right there in their cars. They're afraid to stand here because those assholes get them fired from their jobs. That's the reason why. Another reason why this protest today. All these people that agree with us, but they're in their cars right now because they're afraid to be seen on camera, because they're afraid that they will lose their jobs. They're afraid that someone will come to their home. That's another reason why we are here today. So when you tell me that white people are not the main victim of racism, that white people are not oppressed, tell me why they can't even come talk to you right now, because they're afraid. Because the people right there, they're coming to counter-protest but really disrupt, they're bullies and they're the racists. Another reason why we're here today and why we're not going to stop. We're going to keep pushing this issue. There's nothing you can do to stop us. Doesn't matter what you can. Doesn't matter. Oh, it's not true. It's not true. It is true. I see it day after day, month after month, year after year, and I'm tired of the anti-white racism. I'm tired of the anti-white hate. I'm tired of the anti-white violence. I will stand on top of a damn bus and scream that we are going to end this shit right now.
That's my brother Philip Anderson. Philip Anderson is a January 6th patriot and hero that stood shoulder to shoulder with me at the Capitol. Here we are again, 90 days after getting pardoned. 90 days standing again. Those who are fearful.
Almighty God, look at this.
In the crowd to stand. I did 4 years and 6 days incarcerated, mostly in the DC Gulag. I was never offered bond. I applied 3 times. I have no criminal record. I put millions of dollars in property.
Journalists, tell me why they can't even come talk to you right now. Because they're afraid. Because the people right there, they're coming to counter-protest but really disrupt. They're bullies and they're the racists. Another reason why we're here today and why we're not going to stop. We're going to keep pushing this issue. There's nothing you can do to stop us. Doesn't matter what you can. Doesn't matter.
Fear. This is tyranny. This is the tyranny our founding fathers warned us about. We are asking the American people, do not be silent on this issue. There was 350,000 last year. It'll be 400,000 next year.
Get everybody back to their designated area.
What's your phone? Take your mask off. Take your mask off.
Push everybody back. I know you've got a designated area over here, okay? Yes, you can. You're within sight and sound. That's a designated area, okay?
We gotta start moving back.
I'm sorry the big truck's back. You gotta go back.
Let's make a stand together now. Let's make a stand together today. I see right now Antifa, Hamas, some other
Move back to the designated area. Move back to the designated area. Move back.
Everyone just stay here, okay?
Every last one of those idiots.
Y'all record all you want, just stay right here.
Harass us and try to disrupt. They can have their own counter-protest over there. That's what the police said. The police said the counter-protesters were not supposed to be here. But they have to come here. They have to disrupt.
Keep recording, but just hang out back over here for
What's your phone?
We're good. We're not trying to get too close.
Take your mask off.
Be a part of it here.
Hey, we gotta push everybody back.
I know you are. You've got a designated area over here, okay?
But we can't do it. We can't hear anything.
Yes, you can. You're within sight and sound. That's the designated area, okay?
We gotta start moving back.
I'm sorry the big truck's back. You've got to go back. Okay? You've got to go back.
Push back.
Okay, let's go back. Go back.
Let us separate.
Move back. Move back. Move back, please. Move back. Move back. Everyone just stay here, okay? Area for you guys. Move back. That's
Y'all record all you want, just stay right
here. That's your spot. Move back.
To be killed. There's room for our white friends and family members to be killed. That's all, again, why we are here today. They're the bad guys, in case you didn't notice.
The tree will change. The race problem will decline to such a place where we can't live in this country where it was. Even here are the numbers. 350,000 white Americans were assaulted by black Americans last year in America. We stand for equal application of the law. Ask yourselves this question. Ask yourselves this question. God bless America. Thank you. Those who would be against that. When this media stunt produces. How can you stand such an injustice? Lock them up. That is a crime. That is a crime. If we don't stand against this standard of injustice, we will engender more violence against whites by blacks by not producing.
So once again, I want to push the point really strongly that white people truly are the main victim of racism in America today. I mean, seriously, back in the day, it used to be that black people were having to hide in their homes. They were not able to come out and assemble. And they were sitting outside, they get arrested, they lose their job, bad things would happen to them. And now what's happening to the white people? They're afraid to come out because they're afraid that they will lose their job. They're afraid that they will be experiencing violence and the victim of violence. They're afraid that they will be banished from their community. So that's why we have to do this. And these idiots over here, literally supporting a murderer. This kid killed a child, Anthony Carmelo Anthony.
Justice and due process! No lynch mob! No lynch mob!
No lynch mob!
No lynch mob!
Innocent until proven guilty!
Metcalf needs justice. The bail needs to be revoked. Carmelo back in jail. Cannot murder someone. Back out on the street.
No lynch mob! 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 No lynch mob!
What you're doing is wrong. What you're supporting is wrong. What you're pushing is wrong. What you're doing to these white people is wrong. For so long, people have not been able to do that because they've been afraid. And that's why we're here today. We're here to hold each other accountable. We're here to push for justice, to fight for justice. And nothing that anyone says against us or does to us will stop us. You'll have to kill me to stop me. Because I love all Americans. I love white Americans. I love black Americans. I love Hispanic Americans. I love all Americans. And it doesn't matter who it was that attracted me, what their skin color was, and they get stabbed. And they get stabbed, I'm going to show up, I'm going to stand up and remember my community. Because I live here. I live in this community. So I'm going to come here every time. If you stab a white child, if you stab a white kid, I'm going to be here every time. Standing on top of a bus screaming, this is wrong. It cannot happen again. And they need to go to prison. They need to go to prison right now. We're going to kill one guy. They kill any child.
Help me! Hey, help me!
I'm in the middle. I know you're in the middle, but you're kind of... Okay, I'll stop. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to cause trouble. I just want to be in the middle of my signs. I'll be quiet. Is that good?
Show your
All right.
We have an assault over here.
We got our first arrest.
We have an assault over here.
Did you get some pepper spray?
Yes.
This woman right here in the mask, she made someone. Please get rid of her.
He was getting in her fucking face!
She got assaulted! I got it on video!
The counter protesters are not supposed to be in the area.
She got assaulted! She got assaulted on video!
You're not supposed to be here. You know you're not supposed to be here. You know you're not supposed to be here. A black man. Give us the water so this right here.
Back up! Do not interfere. Do not interfere with the arrest. Move, please. Move, please. You're interfering by not letting us walk. Back up! Do not get in the way. If you interfere again, you will be arrested for interference.
Let her go! 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 Fuck let her go! Let her go! Let her go! Let her go! You're done. Oh yeah! Back up! Get back! Get in touch! Get in touch! Get back! Back up! Stay back up!
What the fuck? Oh, you're so big. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. You're gonna act his head. Done so. He didn't do anything. He's killing it. What did he do? He didn't do anything.
You okay? Are you hurt? I wish you wouldn't have done that, man. I was super cool with you guys. Sit up.
I know them. Fuck, you're not talking right now.
What's up, fucking man? Oh man, we squished your crackers.
No, you're fine.
Man, why'd you do that?
I accidentally stepped on
Man, it didn't feel like an accident. You about tripped me.
I have no idea. I saw the
All right, kick your leg up, okay? No, put it under your butt. We're gonna stand you up, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3, up. And my camera went down somewhere.
He grabbed it, but he didn't do shit. He didn't fucking do anything. Yeah, he didn't do anything. Oh, I don't care. You got all that shit on you and knocked your fat asses down, but he didn't do anything.
You okay? You hurt?
You're gonna have my phone and
Yeah, but keep up there. We're here with you. Are you okay? I'm good.
You said you're with.
I'll take your stuff.
Hey, y'all tell Matt to call my family.
What's up? Oh, yeah, I got to get out. I'll take your phone out. Okay.
Can you give it to somebody?
I'll just stay back a little bit, okay? Thank you. Don't mind if you record or whatever. Just stay back. Let them work.
I haven't been arrested in.
Yeah, I would.
Do you have any other weapons or anything?
No, well, not except for pepper spray to carry out, right?
Do you want that stuff to come with you? Do you want to?
It can be handed to somebody except for my. Yeah, just give it to somebody, please. My roommate.
Hey, I'll
Mark,
be
you know. They know. Yeah. I have hearing aids on because I'm really fucking.
You said all this with him as well?
Yeah.
You got your water ID.
You know who this is?
Yeah, it's in my phone.
Wow, she brought a knife to this place with a skipper
Yeah.
staff.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good.
Gray sweater.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's not that important.
She brought a knife.
Some white people are going to take some hits. Some of black people like me stand together with white. That's that. The devil can come to me, but it can never take my soul. That's that type of heat right there. And that's why I'm proud to be here today. I've never been this honestly.
Yeah, I was telling her to be quiet and respect our peaceful protest, and she said, "I will not shut up," and sprayed me. And apparently she had a knife and was going to stab me. Yeah, that's what I was told by that man over there. Said police said she had a knife, was going to stab me. But I'm not gonna sit down or back down from someone who's disrupting this protest of this social injustice right here. A murderer is a murderer and belongs in prison, not a GoFundMe account to get him out of prison. Get them bonded out and buy their family a new house.
And where are you coming in from?
Carmelo Anthony came to this track.
I'm from Garland.
The same ill intentions.
Garland, Texas.
These disruptors to cause violence, who perpetrated
When she was
violence.
walked away from the police, she kind of tried to like blame you. What
Of course she did. She's a liberal.
Pepper sprayed without.
Why wouldn't a Democrat try to blame a Republican for doing the right
She had
thing?
ill intentions to smear our event as a violent event. Here's the thing, guys, we're stronger together. We stand together, you know, white people and black people who support their white brothers and sisters, and also Hispanic Americans and Asian Americans. We all stand together with our white brothers. We stand in defense.
I came here and I was like, something's going to happen here. She bear sprayed me.
We were here. We defended our country. We again here today
what's
were
your name?
attacked by
Austin
violent and hateful
Hunter.
ideologies.
AUSTIN.
Of liberal
What do you do back in Garland?
who would come here to disrupt
I do sales.
First Amendment advocates and those who would stand.
The towers, and what it represents is, you know, whether you're whatever persuasion or you're trying to get your point across, it's okay. Vote for who you want. But don't make me out to somebody I'm not because you don't agree with me. Go agree with yourself and go do your own thing. It's okay. But to say I'm a racist, to say I'm something and you don't even know me is ridiculous. I would never say that about any one of you. I don't know. I don't know it's a political persuasion. And honestly, I don't really care. You have the right, and they died, so you could vote, you could vote, you could vote, and even actually crazy woman vote,
push back hard,
right? But she just went about the right.
Young black man with a jersey on the back of it that says Anthony. There is a young black man in the crowd with a jersey on the back of it that says Anthony. May Jesus Christ heal your heart. May Jesus Christ find you in your need. And the brokenness that you are
Three-time Olympic gold medalist, fourth all-time NBA all-time scorer, all-time leader New York Knicks. I'm just a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you, buddy.
Stay mellow.
You came here knowing exactly what you're doing. I have no hatred for the man wearing that jersey, but I have to say, that right there, that man wearing that jersey with Anthony's name on it, as if Carmelo Anthony scored some kind of point or won some type of game.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm from New York. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan.
You want to who? Yeah, I bet I can beat you one-on-one. Let's who? Yeah, I bet I can beat you. You got a ball? Silence us. Let's who from the BX pushing until people are no longer afraid to take a stand for what is right.
Not Brooklyn.
Because what's happening to white people is not right now.
are the victim of racism,
What do you think about calling you out from the stage there or whatever?
I think it's funny that he's like, black people, he's like, we're against black people doing crime against whites, and it's a black man talking. I think that's really like contradicting. That's really odd. Very unique though. Love to see it.
What was your intention? It seems like he kind of said what he thought your intention was. What is your intention being out here?
Like I just said, I've loved Melo since he came to the league. A big Cuse fan. Like I said, I'm from New York. Big Syracuse fan. Always been watching Melo. 3 gold medals. One of the best scorers in NBA history. Prolific scorer. Prolific. No jokes. There's no joke. There's no joke. You got Kennedy. You got King on there. I have a dream, right? I don't know. Is this like a lynch mob or what is this?
What do you mean, the motorhome?
Yeah, no.
What was that? What do you mean by that? You just said, is this a lynch mob?
Yeah.
Does this look like a lynch mob?
That's not like a racial.
Yeah, we're kind of confused by it. There's a bunch of guys with cameras. That's weird.
So you identified her.
It's a cool motorhome. I like it. Is it a what brand is it? A Thor? That's tough.
So let me tell you what the motorhome is. Make it easy. You have on the back Constitution. You have
this guy has a murder on his jersey. By the way. No. Okay, wait. I have a 3-time Olympic gold medalist on my jersey. He's just named after. He's just named after.
So. Yeah.
I mean, he's just named after him. I mean, I'm just wearing Melo. This is Melo.
Okay. So Iwo Jima, Constitution, Iwo Jima, Martin Luther King. Here we go. No.
They had open hearts to their fellow Americans who were white, Hispanic, and every other shade. They had true love in their hearts for them. Just because some idiots will show up and call you names and hold up some stupid-ass racist signs, just because some moron will come on over here with a jersey with the name of a killer on it, with the name of a murderer on it. Yeah, you're not scaring us away. We're not afraid of you, big dog. We're not afraid. But yeah, that is why we're doing this, because it is truly the right thing to do. And no matter what any of these people say, no matter what they hold up, no matter what they're wearing on their shirt, it does not change the fact that we are right and they are wrong. No matter how much they try to intimidate us, no matter what they say, it doesn't change the fact that we are right and they are wrong.
People hate the truth!
It's pretty simple, right? Murder is wrong. It's actually one of the biggest felonies, you know? It's one of the worst crimes you can commit, so it's pretty close.
Couple words to the crowd today, guys. He has a right to speak. He was just violently assaulted, still standing. What's your name, brother?
Awesome.
Austin? God bless you, Austin. Thank you for standing with
Hunter.
us. Austin Hunter? He shares the same name as the victim of another
Victim
racist.
and the father.
Austin, talk to the people.
All right, that pepper spray was nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I will be pressing charges on her.
Thank you.
What this country needs is for people to bend down and lift people up, and those people that get lifted up need to help the others rise up. Because when you bend down to lift someone up and help them, you're bending yourself down. Why does it have to be down? Why can't you be...
Altercation is not what we came here for. They started it. We de-escalated it. It's what we should do. That's how we act. That's the American standard. Guys, we're asking the police right here to remove this guy from the area that we're staging. He has another area. This is a disruptor. And
I'm not disrupting anything. You're free to proceed with your production.
you disrupt
your production.
Your presence.
I'm not doing anything
celebrating
wrong.
a murder.
I'm not doing anything
Your presence
wrong.
is celebrating a murder.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Why would you come like this is a joke?
Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest scorers of his generation. We all know this.
Come on. That's so low. That's lower than the lowest filth I've ever seen. Can you please ask God to enter your heart right now? I know my man Jesus, and he wants to know you. Jesus Christ can save you right now. You can be delivered from the demonic energy that is pervading your heart. Just lift your hand up, say, God, forgive me of my sin.
Forgive me of my sin.
Jesus Christ, enter my heart.
Jesus Christ, enter my heart.
And I will take this jersey off right now, Lord.
And I will celebrate the 3-time gold medalist,
I will take this jersey
Carmelo
off
Anthony.
right now in the name of Jesus. I will take this jersey off right now in the name of Jesus.
You're not a prophet. You're not a prophet.
Murdering Austin Metcalf.
You're not a God.
You are not
Carmelo Anthony for murdering Austin Metcalf and
Who got a super chat donation?
and demand upon the judge to revoke his bail. Do you want that murder in your neighborhood? Do you want that man plunging a knife into one of your people?
I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this enough. I'm from New York. I like Carmelo Anthony.
Nah, don't play stupid.
I don't get it.
Play stupid, bro. What am I doing?
You're playing stupid, bro. Yeah, you are. You know what you're doing?
I like Melo.
Yo, get this guy out of here.
Entertainer, bro. You're good at playing stupid.
Birch. That's the
You're good at playing stupid.
Yeah, you know, the guy looks pretty young. You know, he's immature. He's thinking it's all good. He's a young guy, a young kid. I make jokes about death every now and then.
Racism.
When I saw a woman die right in front of me, I realized this shit ain't no joke. It's not something to tell jokes about. It's not something, you know, because the man was white. That's a real issue, guys. It's a real problem. We need to come together.
Yeah, there is. We can do that back there. Yeah, let's go.
Guys, we're so grateful that you were moved in your heart by God to be here today, that you were brave enough to not let fear control your life. It's a beautiful thing to be an American, to exercise our rights, to stand up against injustice. We don't have this right in Europe. People are being arrested for praying outside abortion clinics.
They show up in dogs, big
In
dog.
Ireland for asking illegal immigrants speak Irish. This is Ireland. They're being arrested for exercising the First Amendment. And we will lose the birthright of America, freedom. Freedom is present. We're asking you to reject the violent dictatorship.
I'm just an American citizen. I hear you. What we're trying to do is there like a war or something going on? No, we're trying to prevent it. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to fight it. We can separate the groups is what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, wherever you want to put me, man. Yeah.
We're just independent.
Yeah, I'm kind of like this border right here. Like, this is probably what I should. You're right in the middle, huh? Okay. Popping, locking on, you know what I'm saying? I got you. Yeah, I booty pops.
God bless America. We're wrapping up right now, brother. We're talking a little bit. God bless you guys. Freedom isn't free. Freedom isn't free.
Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight!
I heard that when you wear headphones on your head like this, it'll cause an indent in your head. Is that true? Am I at risk?
Bro, I can't hear you through the diesel.
I started smoking cigarettes because of COVID, actually.
Why? You wear a mask because you don't stand behind your beliefs. You do not stand behind anything.
This is exactly why we didn't want to bring it, because you're yelling at people picking fights. I told her, keep it light, keep it fun.
Why? We're having fun.
Oh, I wish.
This is cut.
We're having fun.
It's cut.
They just like Jews, and I don't. All right, I'll head out.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Sorry.
I don't like Jews.
Why not?
Because they run the world. Thank you.
More child pornography crimes than black people per capita.
I actually haven't looked at the numbers. I wouldn't be able to tell you,
Would
but
you
maybe.
also agree with me
if
that,
I saw the numbers, I would say yes.
No, but would you also agree with me that white people commit more DWIs per capita?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Would you also
I don't know. I mean,
that,
again, you're asking me things that I have no
per
clue
capita.
about.
Would you agree with me on that?
I haven't looked at any of these
If you're
things.
gonna
I
bring
have no clue.
Per capita sign out, at least.
No, I've already
look
told
up
you.
the statistics.
I know what per capita is.
Because I care about statistics too.
Hold on,
facts, feelings,
Wait,
right?
Hold on.
You care about facts versus feelings, right?
We're trying to have a back and forth conversation. It feels like you're just trying to shove words in my mouth, which is fine. That's cool. I like having things shoved in my mouth, but not necessarily words.
Yeah,
okay. My challenge to you.
Yeah, but here's the deal. No.
Look up
I made this sign.
Disorderly conduct.
Sir, there is no disagreement here. I am perfectly willing to agree with you.
So I want you to focus on your community.
No qualms, no issues.
Yeah! Let's go!
Good to meet you in person. Fine. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Dude, that's so funny.
Yay, now I found another toy for it. Let's go.
Like 500 people here.
It's all love speech.
I was thinking it was gonna be 10,000.
You trying to bring back the? I haven't seen Pepe in a while.
I love Pepe. I got this at you know Jared Taylor.
Jared Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I got it at AMRA in 2024. There should have been way more.
Oh, you're talking about AMRA.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like 80 people. They're bringing back Pepe.
Yeah, I love Pepe. He's great. I might put him in the next anime edit, the next America First anime edit on my channel.
This might be really like in the weeds, but there's actually like a film that followed the guy who originally drew Pepe. Have you seen this? Do you know?
No, I haven't yet.
Like, and he was basically.
She asked me on a date like 6 months ago.
I would never do that. Let's be extremely clear.
That's crazy. Of a Louis Vuitton pet carrier. And so I took the Louis Vuitton pet carrier and I put a little pink filter over it, and I interposed it on a video of an AI-generated picture of my penis slapping against a computer screen with a picture of eggs that she cooked.
Why did that get you kicked out of the grade?
It's degenerate.
Okay, what is the formal getting kicked out of these records?
I mean, I don't know. It's not really like an organization or anything. It's just like people will say like, not cool. You know what I mean?
And then you're just out.
Well, I mean, a lot of people still fuck with me, but like, you know. But I mean, I'm in like 500 group chats, so I have lots and lots of accounts, so it's kind of impossible to get rid of me. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, that was such a good one.
What is Arian?
Arian Femcell, she's my sponsor. She pays all my bills and everything like that. She paid to fly me out here today and have me show up here.
Aren't you from Texas?
This quote unquote protest. Yes.
Why is that her handle?
Well, she's Aryan and she's a femcell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Legitimate question. I'm not trying
Yeah. No, she's Aryan and she's a femcell. Just like blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't think she knows about any like. I've heard a lot of people ask me like, what about?
Yeah.
Feminine incel, yeah, or female incel, yeah, femcell. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm not trying to.
She is a femcell, by the way. If anybody's doubting,
Nice
she is.
camera. Oh my goodness. It's very nice. It's huge.
It's actually quite small. It's one of the smallest.
Maybe. Probably. I don't know. I mean,
Do you know if they reached out to Jeff?
They did not.
They didn't even reach out.
Have not spoke to him under no circumstances.
Wow. Okay.
So when I do this interview, that's what I'm going to ask him here in a minute. Like, have you spoke with the father? And since I have, the father says he wants no part of this. Under no circumstances does he want his kid labeled with what's happening here. So since they're going to give me an interview, I'm going to go do it.
Wonderful. We're all very excited for this.
They finish with this.
Excuse me. No, I am the mother of 2 black sons.
Okay, awesome.
And I stand with my children.
Okay.
But I'm also the mother that can relate to both mothers.
100%. And I got a mom just like you too. 100%.
My son was murdered by a black man.
Okay.
His murderer got 5 years, plea deal. He's coming home this next week with no restrictions.
Right.
My son Braylon was put all over the news in 2019 as a Dallas uptown serial rapist, accused by a white women. One woman shows up, DNA exclusive. Okay. He gets a life sentence, never been in trouble with the law. Texas A&M graduate, cum laude. Okay. And the black people turned on me and said that's what he gets for messing with a white girl. Nobody did no investigating. Okay. And when I said that my son was educated and Texas A&M graduate, you know what the people that look like me said? That's exactly what they said. And then they said, I'm just a black mother trying to get her rapist son out.
And that's what you're doing, man. You're calling.
That's not right. It's not right. And I'm with. And I'm with
Carmelo Anthony's a basketball.
I'm with you. I'm with the mother standing up for her son Carmelo. I really am, because I believe my son when he said, there you go. And I'm also with the mother over here on this side that wants to make sure justice is served.
100%.
So that's all this is all this should be, because yes.
Justified in killing him because they're happy it's a white guy. Being honest, man. Because you feel like you got a raw deal with Trayvon Martin and
surveillance. We just need law. We just need the law to do the law.
Hey guys, right here. The whole point of this event. The whole point of this event is that people are afraid to tell the truth. People are afraid to stand up for what is right. And And we came here today and we stood up for what is right. There's people that are going to do disgusting things, say disgusting things. There's people that are going to put us through hell and persecute us and call us all kinds of names. But we cannot be afraid to do what's right. It's not about turnout. It's not about impressing people. It's about doing the right thing regardless of what people say, regardless of what people think. You do the right thing. That's why we're here today. We don't care about what anyone thinks.
This is the goal.
We only care about doing what's right. So you can laugh, you can make, you can laugh, you can make jokes, you can say anything about us, but we're going to be here every time standing up for what's right. We were expecting this. We knew people were going to be afraid. We knew the turnout would not be great because people would be afraid to be driving around just to hear it, because they'd be afraid to be standing here just to listen, be hiding in their cars because they are afraid. We knew that, and that's exactly why we did that, because we're going to end the fear. We're going to end the hate. We're going to end the racism, because these are our friends. These are our family members. These are people I talk to and see every single day. These are the people who brought me to Christ. These are people who educated me. They're how I got my college degree. They're how I got my high school degree. It was my white friends that did that. So yeah, I'm not going to be afraid to stand up here for my white friends that saved my life. My white friends who brought me to America, who gave me a chance, put clothes on my back, put food on my plate. I'm not going to be afraid to stand up for what is right, just because someone might call me a name, or just because people are afraid. I'm going to keep pushing, and he's going to keep pushing until none of y'all are afraid to tell the truth and stand up for what is right. That is why we have this event today. It was not just because of what people are saying, like, oh, it's because it's a racial thing. No. It's very simple, right and wrong, and we're standing for what is right. If the roles were reversed, and it was a black kid who got stabbed, and people were making fun of it, better believe I'd be on that bus screaming my heart out, screaming my lungs out. We both would. The problem is that white people are getting treated really, really bad in this country. And people are trying to act like, oh, it's okay, it's cool, it's not a big deal. A white kid got killed, it's fine, it's a joke, right? It's a joke from what you're wearing. It's not a joke. That kid lived in my community. He was innocent, he didn't deserve to die for saying that he was in the wrong spot. No one deserves to die like that. That was wrong. And it's not a joke. That's why we're doing this.
Have you seen the security footage, or do you have insider footage that no one else has, or what?
I know the kid said that he admitted to stabbing him, and unless the kid came at him with lethal force, there's no reason to plunge a dagger into his heart like that. 100%. There's no reason.
100%. See, this is my organization. I see it, and I travel across the country to reduce violence in black communities.
Thank you. I stand with you, sir.
On a regular basis. But today, I'm here on behalf of the father, Jeff Metcalf.
Okay.
And what he's asking you is to not use his son's image or likeness in what you're doing. You can do what you do, but that's not what he wants his son tied to.
Okay.
Out of respect for that family.
Now I would ask Jeff Metcalf if he would be bold enough to act like a father of a deceased young man that was murdered, instead of being somebody suppressed, worried that he's going to spark the next race riots or some type of thing. He needs to stand for righteousness, not for the consequences of righteous actions always need to be taken seriously. He needs to be righteous before he is fearful. He is acting out of fear, not out of righteousness. He should have been on the top of the bus today. He should have been standing shoulder to shoulder with me.
Are you a father?
No, I am not.
I'm a father.
Amen.
I'm a father. As a father, there is this thing called grief. So let me tell you what's going on in his house. He's getting swatted. His only other son.
Who is swatting him?
Well,
Which
that's
community?
The thing. No, we don't know the community, but it's happening. That's on the police to find. Secondly, he has a son who's a twin, who his son died in his arms. So that means he needs to navigate that. Then his son, who's his only son, is getting death threats. So as a father, his hands is full. So the last thing he wants to be tied to is having this complex of race. So yes, violence is bad. Young black men are getting killed every day by young black men across this country.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community. My community is being victimized by the community of violent black,
but here's the problem.
degenerates.
But here's the problem.
They're degenerates.
When you stand up in the name of God, there's one body. And if you're not a part of that body,
I could read statistics. So I'm also a pragmatic human being. So I understand when there's a problem, it needs to be addressed head on. If you tiptoe around a problem, that's how you get to the end result.
So your biggest concern is the loss of white life by black people?
No, that's
is that
not
your
my
concern?
thing. I have
The
concern.
concern is a repeating pattern. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. And we just
First of
can't
all,
ignore it
my
any
biggest-
longer. It is, if it
my
stops,
biggest-
we're good.
So I have a
let me
question
answer
for
that
you.
question.
Do you
My
believe
biggest
more
concern-
white people are killed by white people or by black people?
Listen, by strangers, it's 2 to 1. Every single race in domestic issues, because we live amongst each other and uncles kill uncles or drunk at barbecues and stuff like that, it's always the same amount.
So your response is this.
Let me respond, please. Please let me respond.
Is your
sir.
response that
I'm
Mr.
saying that
Metcalf needs to get on your bus and tell people
If
that
I was
his
him, I
son
would
was
do
killed,
it.
but he's not you. So what I'm saying
But
is,
I'm telling you,
so what
I'm
saying
somebody
is,
that stands for what I believe in,
your
and I don't cower when it's time to stand.
If your desire
It's because
is
of
to
fear.
represent,
My desire
It's
is that
because he's
another
afraid.
Austin Metcalf does not happen next week.
Like,
and
guys-
if I was his father, I would stand
But you're not.
righteously to say,
But you're
yes,
not.
He's
but
not,
I'm a
but
man.
we all have
of-
common
So
sense.
you're
We
speaking
know-
for his father?
Hold on. We know.
No, I'm
not-
speaking for white men in
I'm
this
not
country.
going
I'm
to
Are you a
speaking for
father?
white
Well,
people
hold on,
in
hold
this
on.
country.
Are you a
Jake,
father?
Hold on one
Are
second.
you a father?
Hold on one second.
Are you a father?
I'm not, but listen.
Okay,
this,
so when I
no,
talk
I'm
to
not done talking yet.
non-fathers
Hold on.
who are not dealing with grief, you've talked for an hour. So if you want to address, I can give you after I give this message. The bottom line is this. You have a father that's out of respect asking you not to put his son's face in a place. How do you say you're going to represent people when you can't respect the will of the people?
No, no,
let me
that's not
respond,
true.
guys. There's too much peanut gallery.
sorry, you
That's
said
not
what
what
now?
his father said. His father
I've
did
never
not
heard
say that.
Can we please let me respond?
So you
Father's not-
believe-
no,
you
listen,
respond.
no,
Hey,
his
you
father
believe.
is a fear.
I'm having a conversation between you and I. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Austin Metcalf is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country are living in fear. Austin Metcalf is no longer just his son.
Jeff, hold on. Jeff, do me one favor. Because there seems to be an issue that you're okay with Austin's name being plastered with this particular movement. Now, I've already addressed that. So now I want you to say one more time
Protest, not the
that
movement.
do you agree with your son's name and face being attached to this movement?
Hey, Jeff Metcalf, this is Jake Lang here. I wanted to talk to you, not be
Jeff?
led into a question. This is
Hello?
an illegal argument. This is called leading.
Do you agree with your
Jeff,
son?
can I have a conversation with you?
No,
or do
because you
want a
could have
leading
called him
argument?
before that. You could have called him out
I've
of
been
respect.
reaching out. I'm one of the biggest figures in
So,
America.
Jeff,
Nobody's
I've
ever
given you a
texted me from-
message.
I
I've given you
texted-
your message,
I
and here's
texted
the
all
response.
family members, everybody I could
I've
find.
given you your message, and here's the response.
You've not given my
This
message.
guy
You've
said
given your
no.
message.
What he said
What's
was
your
this.
issue with the event?
What he
Let's
said
talk.
was
Let's
this.
talk now.
He
Let's
said
talk.
that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with us is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message,
understand what loss
and
is.
they thought that it wasn't your message.
Let me have 1 minute of my message
Call
to Jeff
him.
Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, what's his number?
He's on the phone right now.
So
This
Jeff,
is bullshit.
huh?
This is not a good faith discussion.
Okay, hold on. Here's Jeff. Hold on. Hold on. So Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here. Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that it shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you have chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
But my son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
You are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, hey, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make
If
us
we
back
were all,
down.
if we were all of your nature,
Guys, listen.
You're
Let me
not
say
gonna
this.
shame us.
Do you know who you're talking to? You don't, do you?
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here, you talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google
gonna
my
make me
name
back
and
down.
Trump. No. When you do that, my name is
I agree with black
No,
males winning,
Google that.
but they're not winning right
what
now.
You're doing,
they're becoming
but what
degenerates.
you're doing
and murdering white people.
You're not helping America. You're no more patriotic than I am. No way.
Silent is
Where
not
were you
helping.
on January
You've been
6th?
silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you on January 6th?
You've been silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you? Did you stand for your country
So you
when they
think that
stole our
made you
vote?
patriot because you showed up there? Does that make you a patriot?
Joe Biden,
Because you
Joe
showed
Biden
up?
is a
All you're doing is
pedophile.
condemning us. What's your
My
solution?
solution is to help people where they're weak. So we have an issue in young black males' lives across the country.
It's not
It doesn't
say that
matter.
to Jeff Metcalf.
Say that to Jeff Metcalf.
We talk about it, man.
Say it.
At the end of the day, the man is asking. So let me ask you this: you got a father who's grieving, and your response is he's weak.
My father is celebrating my strength right now.
You have no idea. You'll never win the Senate. And what I'll do, I'll come to Florida and run for Senate and run as a Republican, and I'll kick your butt.
No, you lose, bro.
You need 2 years of presidency in Florida.
Because this behavior is why we're in the situation where we are.
No.
We get these. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, at the end of the day, he's asked you what to do and what not to do.
Listen,
you have a right to
he's
do it
no
or not
longer
do it.
You can say not talk about Austin Metcalf, but we're gonna continue
know
this
Austin.
movement.
I love somebody
You
enough
love
to
the
be
thought
strong
of using Austin for T-shirts, for propaganda, and to get out here and talk about
You
who
want to
you
shut
are.
down a
I'm
white
not
man
raising
right
money.
now. That's what
I'll
I'm trying
shut
to
you
do.
down,
You're not shutting me
I'm not
down.
raising money like
Because
Carmelo
I got
Anthony.
family.
I'm not raising money like
put down
Carmelo
anymore.
Anthony.
No, bro, you stop.
at
You
a
came here to try to shut him down.
No, I
That's
came
what
in to
this
give him a
is.
message from a father.
And listen,
but I realized
Nah,
that's
bro.
not his deal.
Let's be honest. You're a black man trying to shut him down.
I'm an American first.
No, man, you don't.
I'm an
really think
American.
that.
No,
I am.
I'm an American.
I am.
That's
You're
what
not.
I am.
That's why I'm here. You
No,
want
is
to
that it?
silence him.
No,
You want to
I'm an
shame
American
him.
that
I've seen
says
it happen
this
over and
foolishness
over.
here
It's not
doesn't work.
foolishness.
That's what
You've
it
done
is.
nothing. You have not worked
I
on
haven't.
anything. It's not changed nothing. We're here to try something different to stop this.
So what's
bro.
the difference?
The difference is we're actually coming out here with courage.
Saying what?
And you just want to silence people.
No.
Saying that white people cannot be put down
Look,
anymore.
I
White people
listened to
cannot
you.
be silenced
I listened
anymore
to you
like
for
this.
2 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't substantive.
And you were raging. It
you
was.
had more people
You
paying
were
attention
raging.
to the
What's
foolishness.
substantive then? What's
One dead, the 17,
Yeah.
another one who's in jail.
He's a murderer.
And you
He's
had
not in jail.
It
He's
happens
at home
all the
eating
time.
Cheetos.
Who's been
He's
charged?
home eating Cheetos.
We tried your way. It happens again and
He's
again
home
and again and
eating
again and
Cheetos. At the end
again.
of the
It
day,
doesn't stop.
Hold on. At the other day is this. You probably bought that hat for me. Those flags, I probably sold you those flags.
You're not a
So
Trumper,
you
brother.
have no-
You're not a Trumper. I understand what being a Make America Great Again patriot means, and it means addressing.
What does it mean?
It means addressing
What does
issues
it mean?
without being a pussyfoot around it. Don't tap dance around the issues. Address it. Black people are killing white people in this country, and it needs to stop.
Yeah.
We are being predatorized in our own country. We are being predatorized in our own country, and it's a weakness from Jeff Metcalf and people like you that is continuing the culture. Condemn Carmelo Anthony, condemn. Why are you confronting me? What
I'm
if
not
call Jeff
confronting- I told
Metcalf
you
and
the
say
truth,
there's a
no.
young black man with a Carmelo Anthony
I'm
jersey
just gonna
on
show you something,
parading
sir. I
his
just- no,
son's
listen.
death
I
when
just
I'm
Googled-
standing
hold on.
strong
I
against
just
a
Googled
murderer?
my name in Trump. Since you say
I'm
I'm
standing
not
strong
no,
against
listen,
a murderer.
I want
Who
you to
cares
learn.
about it?
Oh, I know.
President Trump's party.
I got you.
President
It
Trump's
doesn't matter,
party.
guys.
President Trump
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
No,
President Trump
no,
would
he
have left
probably
me
should have got
behind.
pardoned. He
Yeah,
probably
but you're
should
not
have gave you a
President
pardon.
Trump.
No, I'm a man.
You're a
That is your
nobody.
bottom man. You're not Trump
Nobody
supporter then. If you're
knows.
not part of
So
support,
the problem
you're
is
not
this.
getting due
No.
process. You're not getting impartial.
Here's the
fair
problem
trial.
right here.
Dude, he's a waste.
You all follow a man off the cliff.
No.
I'm a man. I will call anybody
Donald
wrong.
Trump did not
It
make
doesn't
this
matter.
stand.
You won't call
So-
him wrong.
Who
Listen,
won't?
you just want to
When
silence
Trump is
him.
wrong, I'll call
I
Trump
mean,
wrong.
Donald
Racial
Trump, but
tribalism.
Donald
I see
Trump
right
is
through
wrong.
this.
Y'all
Be a
gotta
racist.
GoFundMe's on GoFundMe. Are you joking? Like seriously?
Was it wrong for me to tell that woman to be quiet?
No, it was wrong for her to spray you with that mace.
All right, so me standing up for what I believe
No, I'm good.
and getting sprayed for it.
And that she's wrong, so hopefully you press charges and she's prosecuted.
So was Donald Trump wrong for pardoning me in the January 6th?
I don't know your role, but if you're wrong,
I had the most violent charges of
You're
all the
just
January
mad that we're
6th.
calling out
Yes.
black people for
Okay.
doing bad
So
things.
you don't
That's why
agree
you're
with being
wrong,
a
man.
1876 patriot and fighting for your country. Would you believe the founding fathers are right to
The founding
go
fathers
against
were right
tyranny?
on some things and they were wrong on some
I'm
things.
talking about tyranny. Were they right against standing against tyranny?
No,
Are we right against standing
you're
against black
rationale is
violence? It
tyranny.
is tyranny. We are living in tyranny.
It is the same
if
tyranny.
Your concerns about black
it is the
violence,
same tyranny.
If your concerns about black violence, why
And
are you not
racism
talking
against
about what's
white
going
people.
on in Atlanta? Why are you not talking about what's going on in Philadelphia? Why are you not talking about
listen,
Memphis?
I'm talking about black violence against white Americans.
Yes, sir.
You want to
Yes,
talk
sir.
about cities. Detroit is one of the most unlivable cities in America.
Yep.
Up until the 1950s, Detroit was called the Paris of the West.
Okay.
Why is that? Why is that no longer the case? Because
Let
it
me
is
tell you why.
unlivable due
Let
to
me
black
tell you why.
crime.
Dude, I'm slow. I'm slow. I just now recognize it.
Every minute you say that that's not an issue. You
The community that I
Saying white
represent.
people are
I
being
also
targeted.
represent other communities.
What are you being
Republicans.
disingenuous? You're trying to shut him down.
Hey,
You're trying to shut him down.
Hey,
Yes, you are.
I
You're trying to
look,
shame
look,
him.
You are a black
You're
man.
running
I
off.
agree
I
with
see it.
You are a black man. No matter
He
you put a
gets to do
cowboy
what he
hat
wants.
on
let him
and
and
say
get him to
because
say
you
that.
said
You're-
you are
is
still
that
a
even
member of
the
your
event?
community.
Let me ask you
You're
something.
mad.
man.
No,
that.
hold on.
Guys,
You're
y'all
mad because he's calling out black people for doing
No,
wrong. Yes,
I
you
don't
are.
care, son.
You care. That's why you're here right now. That's why
I
you
call
came
out
here.
black people
We're not
every
stupid.
day.
We see what you're doing.
One question.
We see what you're doing.
Should Carmelo
I know
Anthony?
you have white family members like I do.
Philip.
I'm tired of it.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, really?
Would Carmelo not have any injuries on my indictment?
There's been
Why was I left?
$500,000 raised for Carmelo Anthony because he killed a white
So
man.
I have two problems.
What's your issue?
I have two problems.
Yeah.
So
no, hold on.
if Carmelo Anthony was your neighbor,
hold on.
would you allow your
Hold on.
children to go play with him right now? Carmelo's answer, Jay, he's home on bond. Would you send your children over to go play Xbox with him right now?
I don't know the kid.
Exactly, because he doesn't.
You don't
he
know?
isn't your
Oh,
neighbor.
wow. Okay.
Hold on.
I know what you were here today.
Why?
You're just mad that he's calling out the problem of black people killing white people. Yes, that's exactly what I think.
You don't see
That's why I think you came here to
How
start
about
some
for
shit.
black males murdering? Are you against that?
100%.
I think that
Okay,
I
so
think
why
Austin
Carmelo
was
Anthony? Why
a
is he
black
given the
kid.
opportunity to kill the next person that says, "Hey, can you get a maybe?"
He's a threat to the white paper boy that's going to jump up the paper tomorrow morning. He's a danger to the community. If I killed your son, would you want me out in the streets right now?
You kind of agree with me?
I kind of agree with you on
Let
the
me
bond.
say this.
The issue is no. Wait, hold on. I kind of agree with you on the bond, but no, hold on.
Murderers
He don't
getting
want you to
done.
be a man.
Hold
He
on.
wants you to
That's
follow
not
him
what
out.
I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
What I'm
silence
saying,
it.
what I'm
You're telling
saying
the
is
truth.
that you're being silent about the issue of black crime. You're
Exactly.
saying, oh, what about
Yes, you
Detroit? What
are.
about St.
Guys,
Louis? Those cities
you're
are
racial
unlivable.
tribalists.
Those cities are unlivable, not because of Indians,
So you just said
not
I'm
because of
being
Chinese.
silent.
I
I'll
think
tell you what
are.
I'm doing
I
since
think
you don't
you're
know
running
me.
cover for
Since
black
you don't
crime.
know me.
You're running cover for
So
black
since
crime.
you don't know me, Google my name,
I
Bruce
don't
Carter,
care.
black on black crime.
I
Hold
can
on.
Google his
and
name.
I'm holding a meeting this Tuesday
Okay.
where I've called on the mayor, the city manager, Dallas County, and DISD.
Do something real
you
and
have a
say,
problem.
get that man back in jail. If you're going to hold a
He
meeting.
doesn't need to be in jail, son.
Okay, so then put your kids over. Let's schedule a play date.
Listen.
Your father. Let's schedule a play date. He's not a danger to the community.
So here's the problem.
Let's schedule a play date.
My name is Bruce Carter.
Let's schedule a play date.
So here's the
Carmelo
problem.
Anthony and little baby Bruce.
Yeah, I
Carmelo
gotta go.
Anthony, little baby
I gotta
Bruce.
go.
Go play.
Who are you guys?
Are you guys here for the protest? Are you not here for the rally?
What's the emblem mean? Please let us know. Inform us. What's the emblem in the middle? Is that new? Is that shit tough, look. Play that shit again. Oh, what? I didn't protect it. What the fuck is it? I thought it protected it, bro. What's that mean, the symbol? This looks like what group are you guys here with? Is that a flag thing in your pocket? Take your mask down. If you're really proud, take your mask off.
guys got to at least get contact. You guys want to be GTV, you guys got to get the production upgrade. You want to be... Hands up. Can't rub people that much. What does the circle mean? At least GTV would have called me, at least.
You guys are trash. Go home.
You'll never be GTV. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
We all came to fight each other, but we're gonna look at you just for a second. A common enemy. My grandma has bigger biceps than you. I'm not even joking. He's dead.
What's the next protest we're hitting? Or the next school?
That's crazy. We got Nazis in my city? What the fuck?
What's the Telegram link? Drop it. I want to join.
Please, let us join.
I know the Discord's got crazy attachments in there. The Discord's crazy.
Hey guys, just be advised, we're getting to the end of the entryway. It's going to be roadway. We need to stop so we're not walking to the right. I hear that, but hey, look, it's our job to keep everybody safe. All right. And in order for us to do that, we need to keep everybody on the same side of the street. Okay. I made it clear. We're good.
Wait, does that count?
Have a safe travel home.
Bye. Damn, look at that.
No final salute.
That one's gonna be everywhere, so stay serious for Euler.
Flag and the babies and the border. Y'all didn't hear all this. I'm going to tell you. See, hand me those signs, flags. This flag. You think he's coming for this flag? Is he ever satisfied? No.
No.
No matter what you give him, he'll come for more. You understand? More and more. As a matter of fact, he'll eventually, not only will he bite the hand that feeds him, he'll kill the hand that feeds him. Right? We're seeing an example of that.
Yeah,
okay.
Then they'll buy a mansion.
Have anything to use a ladder for?
Okay. Now.
I'll can buy like 50 ladders.
You know, this is crazy. I mean, you got a guy about your age that's been murdered. A young man about your age, one of y'all.
I'm 30.
Huh?
I'm 30.
Okay, well, you don't look it. Anyway, a guy that looks like you, that was 17. Okay. You know, and this deal about it's okay, it's not okay. And you know, but what do you expect? This is the way our judicial system has become. This is the way our country has become. And, you know, I'm sorry, but you two right there, y'all right there, see, you don't have a future. If this keeps on like this, you do not have a future, right? And you're not going to have a country. The devil comes, he says that you owe anything and everything forever, your border, your country, your life, your soul, your right to speak, your right to talk about God, Jesus, and the devil, that we're not even allowed to pray to Almighty God. That you must apologize and commit suicide and bow to the devil's man of apostasy. You know what?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's complete.
a golf course here?
What do you think? I'll wait till you're done.
To you, does this have to, a stabbing between teenagers in a high school, like why does race come into the equation?
Well, race comes into the equation. First of all, the reason why Austin's father is not bringing it up is because the suppression upon his ability to exercise his free speech is so grave. He feels like he will be ostracized for his community, right? This is a problem with what we're addressing. The same exact issue happened about 70 years ago in America. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, on the back of our bus right here, guys. We're talking about injustices of one race attacking another. It used to be switched in America. And if we don't call it for what it is, if we don't address the issue, if we and the American people just say, why are you turning this a racial issue? Martin Luther King peacefully protested as we're doing. He turned what was, people could have addressed it in a different way. They could have pussyfooted around the issue. They could have tiptoed around the issue, but he called it for what it is. There is white violence and white extreme racism back then upon black people. And he went as a civil rights leader and addressed it. Today, we are doing the same exact thing. We are looking at the numbers issue. 350,000 assaults on white Americans from black Americans last year. But only 75,000, 74,000 actually, assaults from white people on black people here in America. And if you adjust the numbers for the actual discrepancy, because there's only 48 million black Americans in America, and there's only, there's 197 million white Americans, so it's about a 4 times difference. If you adjust the numbers, that's 15,000 assaults on white on black and 350,000 black on white assaults. We have a problem. We need to address it for how it is. It is a black and white issue, unfortunately. And if we come together as a community and try to uplift one another and say, this is a problem, let's address it, let's get condemnation from the black community, let's get condemnation from the white community on this issue, then once you address the issue, once you name the issue, then you can expose it to the light and you can start to heal the problems. Without that, the divide will grow further and further. We're not here to divide people. We're here to call an issue, name it, select it, and address it and heal it. That's why we're here today.
You as a January 6th, you kind of talk a lot about your January 6th identity, even as you're doing kind of events like this. Do you see an intersection, I guess, between your January 6th identity and what you're doing now?
Of course. I mean, we're addressing an issue of, first of all, the criminal justice issue aspect of it, that this man is out on bond when Garrett and I were not given bond. For years and years, we remained in the DC gulag 23 hours a day inside our cell. It was, this is an issue that I have a personal connection to, because when I look at a murder out in only 12 days, home he just paid $25,000 to get out of prison. Me and my family, many Gen 6ers, actually we were with one Gen 6er, experiences with the criminal justice system, and we also have to address this as me, a member of the white race in America, as a white American, saying enough is enough. The black violence on white Americans is enough. And there's black violence on Asian Americans. We saw during COVID, they were entering into grocery stores, playing the knockout game. There is an epidemic of black violence in America, but me, I can only address it from my stance as a white man and saying, the people that I am part of the community of, I can address that. And so I'm just rising up as God rises up leaders from each individual community. You see Conor McGregor rising up as an Irishman, calling out the violence that's happening against his people, the replacement that's happening against his people. God has just risen me up in my community to address the issue from my point of view.
Do you feel God has called you to do this?
Amen. Of course, any injustice that a man rises up against is the heart of God. God was with this man right here. God was with this man right here.
Do you think that Martin Luther King would be on your side of this issue?
Yes, he would. And actually, the modern day Martin Luther King, he's a Jan 6er, will be here in about 20 minutes. His name is Philip Anderson. Okay, and the story of me and Philip Anderson, many people know, and I'll tell it very quickly. Philip Anderson was a January 6th protester that was nearly murdered by the Capitol Police. He was caught at the bottom of a human dog pile. The Capitol Police shoved dozens of protesters down a flight of steps. I was at that scene. I responded to try to save Roseanne Boylan's life. When she was unsavable, she was dying, she was dead, virtually, I think, like on the cusp of death, and probably even died in my arms, God rest her soul. I saw Philip Anderson there, also unconscious, and I picked him up and I dragged him out of that dog pile, brought him to the medics who resuscitated him. okay? This is a man that's also been through injustice. This is a man that sees the black community, the black culture, this violent gang culture, this hip-hop culture as poisoning the minds of the black youth. And sooner or later, within the next 20 years, all these amazing black churchgoers, the grandmothers in the communities that kind of have the only actual godly connection with their community are going to be deceased and pass away. And we're going to have an entire generation of world star hip hop, Little Gunna, Ty Savages, and all the, you know, the rappers who are influencing and brainwashing these young men are going to be the only representatives of the black community. And so we need to address it now before the matriarchs and the patriarchs of the black community are gone, the godly people are gone. Maybe, and just maybe, we can get a turnaround here and we can stop the thousands upon thousands of assaults that happen against white Americans every day by black Americans.
There's a point of view that I can practically imagine will be on Rachel Maddow this week or something where they're going to say, look at this person who won't accept a self-defense claim by a person who stabbed another person, and then they're going to show video of you hitting a cop on January 6th, right, with a baseball bat. How are you going to respond to that kind of like juxtaposition that they're going to offer about you and then this case?
Well, we can get into the weeds on those issues, and I may, after I'm done explaining, we're talking about a macro level event. We can explain, was Austin Metcalf size 5.2 inches of these are issues, not Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony. These are no longer Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. This is a symbol of young black violence against white people and a symbol of another statistic of black violence in America. So this is the issues we're addressing. You can always go, okay, Jake Lang's the leader of this, and look at this, look at that. That is not why we're here today. People are getting tied up in these smaller little issues of where they were, the school handbook says this. That's ridiculous. We are here today to address, we're using the memory of Austin Metcalf and why he is now a statistic is because we have not addressed this. White people have been suppressed and afraid to call it out and to say, hello, we're being murdered. They're robbing and stealing and looting. They are hurting our country. They're turning our country into a wasteland of deprivation. We need to help our brothers, lift them up. Hello, guys. Can we live in peace? Can we live together? Please, stop hurting us. It crushes my heart to think the blood of that young man is still on those steps of that bleacher, crying out for justice. His killer is probably with an Xbox controller in his hand right now, hanging out with his friend. You know, this is a young man. I remember what I was doing when I was a young man, 17 years old on a Saturday. I was playing Xbox. He's playing Xbox in his home, relaxing. But the thing is, Austin Metcalf is buried 6 feet under the ground. And so to address the exact point that you just asked me, because and when I'm up on top of that tour bus here, when this protest starts very shortly, I'm going to be addressing this not in an individualistic manner, but as a macrocosm of what's going on in America. I'm hungry.
It's getting cold, man.
Well, I got a jacket for you in the car.
So, I mean the food's
to address the particular attacks on my character and what I did on January 6th and how that plays in a juxtaposition to
let me say it was a melee. Grenades had been thrown, pepper spray had been sprayed into the face of hundreds of protesters at that point. Like, you don't have... Jake doesn't need to defend himself. Other people that know what happened can defend him for him. It was a melee. And...
Were we the ones that started the melee? January 6th.
I thought it was completely peaceful until explosions happened, and then there's a lot of chaos that happens when they were stun grenades. They were stun grenades, but when they go off, you don't really know they're stun grenades. You just hear boom.
Yeah, there were concussion grenades, stun grenades.
But like in post, you know, like, sorry?
It was a peaceful protest. Why were police responding?
Because they had a plan, an orchestrated plan to basically stir up the crowd.
I mean, you'll have to ask Donald Trump as why they threw the stun grenades at certain times. Like, I can't tell them.
People in the Capitol, were they the one that broke the window to get into the Capitol?
Sorry,
there were multiple scenes of police did open up some doors.
So we're talking about explosions. The explosions happened before anyone went into the Capitol. By, I don't know, probably 15 minutes.
That was the stir. That was when the frenzy occurred.
Like
human beings reacted.
Looking at.
Was a peaceful protest.
I have the worst hearing, so if you could just speak up.
Pretending that January 6th was an inherently peaceful protest by protesters ignores, by just focusing on show of force by police papers over all of the things that came before and after the shows of force, including people breaking into the Capitol.
What do you mean, before or after?
Big Phillip! There's your modern day Martin Luther right there. There's your modern day Martin Luther. Fight! 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 God bless.
Hey, let's talk about Easter a little bit, though. It's, you know...
Amen.
Hey,
Amen.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, we're addressing the issues, man. This is what America's about, guys. When we can come together, address issues, not being like Philip has a personal involvement, obviously, in the black man. He's just a black man. But he can step aside for a moment and say, hello, this is not my identity as a black man. This is about the numbers of actual assaults, murders, thefts that are being perpetrated black against white. And Philip understands that, and that's why he's standing beside me. It's not about we need to get tribalistic and I'm white and you're black. It's about, hey, if it were the opposite case, if I was born, you guys know my character by now, being a January 6er and the advocate. If I was born in the 1960s or 50s, and it was the opposite case where I was seeing lynchings and other kinds of, you know, actual violence being perpetrated against black Americans by whites, I would stand beside Philip. I'd be right beside that man, right there. And this is that man 2025 edition. So, you know, I just want Philip to get the opportunity, guys, to talk because he shares a lot of the same values I do, but he's from a different community just inherently because we're of different skin colors and different races. But we're Americans at the bottom level. These are identities that they stack on top of us, but unless we address the black culture, the violent gang, the violent hip-hop culture that has perverted the minds of the young black men and actually made them so that the racism that they feel towards white Americans is being acted upon. These things are being acted upon. We're live? Okay. These things are being acted upon. Racism is one thing. God forbid. We don't like racism. But racism, when it turns to action, now that's illegal. And there may be white racism in America that needs to be addressed. But the black racism in America is actually turning to deaths, bodies stacked,
and it's
stores,
more.
and it's more.
Like
but
3 times more.
We need to heal the issue of people dying and being murdered and attacked in the streets first. And then we can heal the issue of the actual ideologies. We need to stop the injuries, the deaths.
If I may, being a black man myself, it's kind of like a firefighter going to a fire and fighting the smoke instead of the fire.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So, what extent are you and with, you know, your connections or whatever are willing to go to stop this type of music or what have you being distributed to what you think is black youth that's out here? Are y'all willing to go to the corporations, the record labels, the distributors and say, hey, look, we got to stop allowing this music that promotes black on black crime and this violence, which eventually goes out into the white community.
Amen.
Based off of how you feel.
And actually right now I'm going to just, you know, on a whim say next protest we're doing, we will go to a major record label, maybe Universal or one of these record labels, and stand again shoulder to shoulder and get down to root causes. Because right now I'm here as a representative of the white community in America. And that's why I'm making a stand, because of the violence upon the people that I know and love, my family members, the community I grew up in, is getting to a point where it's untenable. But let's get down to the root cause and let's start to protest some of these monolithic corporations that are pushing this horrible culture upon our people. And I'm gonna let Philip address some of this because he's got some firebrand issues. I'm gonna go fire up my live stream, which is gonna be live on X and everywhere right now.
I gotta say, you know, I got my family members, I got with you. They are the main victim of racism right now. What they have to deal with is ridiculous. I mean, with violence that goes their way, but also just the way they're treated. Just the way they're put down, even just for wanting to speak up, saying, oh, you wanna go to this protest? I'm gonna get you fired from your job. How dare you? You're racist for even wanting to say, protect white Americans. It's wrong what's happening to white Americans and not being treated fairly. You're racist even just for saying, just for pointing out, just for showing up. And that is exactly why we're doing this protest today. At first, we weren't thinking about doing something like this, but I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse. You guys see it on social media, you see it in person. A lot of white people are afraid to even have conversations about race, and that's a really sad thing. It's not about putting down any other race, obviously. It's about the fact that white people are being treated like dirt, similar to how black people were treated in the 50s and 60s. It's gotta stop. That's why we're here. I really wanted to stop because I care about my white friends and family. And what happened to Austin Metcalf is a terrible thing. And the proof is in the pudding. You see how Austin Metcalf was stabbed, and he admits to it, right? That Carmelo Anthony admits to it. And the proof is in the pudding, to where they're celebrating that he was murdered. They think it's like a funny joke that this little white kid was killed.
You see the memes online are disgusting. They got, him in his casket with like rest confirm. They don't even want to say it. Rest in piss. That there's like 10 million views on one of those posts.
It's
really
people,
sad. Thousands of comments underneath it, celebrating this, saying he deserved it, and this is an atrocity. Atrocities need to be spoken out against.
What people face kind of into the 1950s and 60s.
I'm going to stage my stuff right now, and we're going to get up on top of there, Philip, in a minute, so talk.
Well, right now, we have DEI, and Trump is trying to get rid of that, but we do have that in corporate America. We do have that in the universities. And also, hold on, sir. Also, in the courtrooms, white people are not getting treated quite fairly, especially you go to the blue states and blue districts, they get treated pretty badly. And black people can do certain bad things, and they get a life punishment, they get away with it. And it did used to be in the past that, if you're a black man, you have a really hard time in the courtroom. But now, they're kind of flipping it to where, if you're a white man and you're a Trump supporter, we're going to absolutely destroy you. And that's what they did to the J6ers. They absolutely destroyed them. They made up these bogus felony charges to throw at them just to destroy their life, like the 1512 obstruction charge, bogus charge thrown out by the Supreme Court. But they threw that at J6ers hundreds of times just to destroy them and bankrupt them and throw them in solitary confinement. Same with the, I think it was the 321 civil disorder charge. Yeah, sorry, it's been a little while. But they throw those two felony charges at J6ers. It did no violence, no damage, none of that whatsoever. Just because they look at these J6ers and think, okay, the majority of them are white people and they're conservatives, let's completely wreck them. And the people of color, we're not going to put their face, on the magazines, or the newspapers or anything like that. We just want to think, okay, it's white people, we're going to wreck them. And all the people of color, will destroy them as well. We're just going to lynch them behind closed doors where people can't see. It's more the racial, because as a black man, I've grown up with it. I've been right in the middle. I sat at both lunch tables growing up. And I've noticed, that there's more racism from black people. They even ask me, like, why hang out with these white people? Why do you have these white friends? Why go to this party when it's like white people putting it on? I've gotten that like most of my life. It's not all black people that say that, but like it is a noticeable, significant difference. Like, white people never said anything to me like, why are you hanging out with these black people? Why are you going to these parties with these black people? They never said anything like that. And the same thing with Carmelo Anthony. It's like, this guy is not a good person. Why are you bringing a knife to attract me? Why are you stabbing another kid because he says you're in the wrong spot? And these people are trying to justify it, saying, oh, well, keep your hands to yourself and all this. Like, no. You don't bring a knife to attract me and stab people. What is this? They're making excuses for it when they shouldn't. They should condemn it and say that it's wrong. But because he's a black man, they want to be tribalistic and just let him get away with it. We can't do that. We care about everyone. Everyone's equal in this country. But the problem is with these people are tribalistic and they actually hate white people.
Would you say it's more tribalistic to say the criminal justice process should play out and that this person is entitled to their day in court and we should
not judge
tribalistic.
That's good.
Well, right.
That's
but
good, yeah.
Or would it be more tribalistic to be holding a rally that is inherently about protecting white people and therefore casting the entire incident in racial
anger? Sir, white people have been getting treated bad. Look at what they're saying about Austin Metcalf. Look how they swatted his father just the other night. They're treating his family like trash. They're pissing on Austin Metcalf's grave because he's white. That's why we're here today. And he knows. It's pretty obvious why they're treating him so terribly. If he was black, they would not be pissing on his grave. If he was Indian, if he was any other race, they would not be pissing on his grave. But because he's white, they are pissing on his grave. That's why we're here today, because we're tired of seeing that crap. Honestly, people on the left, for the most part. Also, the black Democrat tribalists, but it's mostly just people on the left as well. But, it's millions of people, and that's what's really scary. If you want to bring children into this world, you don't want what happened to Austin Metcalf and other people that happened to them, right? So that's why, another reason why we're here today, we're fighting for a better country. Fighting for a country we're going to stand shoulder to shoulder and no, that's not going to happen to one of us or our friends or our family. We're just tired of seeing it and being told you just have to, quietly disapprove of it, not say anything. No, we want to get loud for this. If you're gonna protest any other form, any other racism against any other group, any other violence against any other group, then why can't you protest against violence and racism against white people? and we think our kids are killed, and we're not even able to protest against that, then we're no different than slaves. I mean, seriously. I mean, if a kid of any other race was killed like that, the streets would be on fire, they'd be burning. And people are complaining just because we're here peacefully. That's another reason why we're here today. The double standard.
Do you think,
clear and double standard.
Do you think that there is something? He spoke quite a bit about the culture, quote unquote, of the black community. I mean,
it's
do
real.
you think
it's
that?
A real problem.
Why do you think? Expand on that, please.
Well, I mean, growing up, I see a lot of it. You know, with especially with the younger African Americans. It's not always the same with the older ones, but there's way too much of it. It's not like that with any other race. You know, it really isn't. Where there's pushing this degeneracy of, you know, like, go out and you can be violent and you can have like 5 baby mamas, and it wasn't like that in the past. It really wasn't. When black people wearing a suit and tie, they're working hard, and there actually were things that are truly holding them back in this country during the time, but they pulled themselves up by the bootstraps. They worked hard, but now look what's happened. It's all going downhill because of that poisonous culture. It's undeniable. Look at the difference from back then to now. Look at how black people can. If a white man were to go out and stab a black man, you wouldn't have millions of white people saying, "Oh, it's fine, it's okay." No, it would not be like that. You don't have millions of white people online saying, "Aha, he got what he deserved. Aha, look at the white man, he's dead. Aha, sorry, look at the black man. Look at the black man, he's dead. Ha." It is very true.
Many recent examples of people of justifications for.
Huh? What outlet are you from?
Texas Monthly.
What do you say? He said Texas Monthly. Interesting.
Can I ask a question, because you've dominated the discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
So you talked about the white...
If you go ahead, you go to a track meet, you bring a knife, you stab someone, they say, "Hey, buy my t-shirts, I stabbed a white guy." You deserve to get some shit. I'm not saying you should get death threats, but you're gonna get some shit, and you probably deserve that shit. Imagine if I stabbed this dude, I'm like, "Hey, I stabbed him, buy my t-shirts." Like, that's what he's doing. He actually started doing it just the other day, actually just yesterday, yeah. Like, he literally just started selling these shirts saying, "Justice for Carmelo," "Justice for Anthony," hashtag "Justice for Anthony." I'm just like, bro, like, okay, I'll wear your shirt, but when I say justice, it means you need to go to prison, you know, for at least 40 to life or something like that. That's real justice. I mean, for justice when he killed someone, it's ridiculous.
Do you have any comments on, you know, what some witnesses have described in terms of it being an altercation ahead of the stabbing, and whether
what kind of altercation we're talking about? Were there punches thrown? Was he trying to kill him? Was there lethal force?
Grabbing a backpack and pulling it. That's
you can't stab someone. You know, like, look, dude, like, if I'm pushing you like this, I'm saying it's time for you to go. If I'm pulling your bag and saying it's time for you to go, you can push your back, you can say something. You might even be able to throw a punch. But that second you pull out a knife, you're wrong. The second you pull out that knife, if your life's clearly not in danger. I mean, dude, I've been in high school. I've been in fights before. No one's pulling out a knife, stabbing anybody. Carmelo Anthony was wrong. Dead wrong. Very simple.
Do you think that you're out here today?
I think here's what I think is going to happen.
Look at the judge. Get on the
I think that whatever verdict is reached, if Carmelo Anthony was a white guy and a Trump supporter, I guarantee you the verdict would be much different. And they may both end up being come out as guilty, but the white kid would get a lot more time than Carmelo Anthony is going to get if the white kid did the same thing he did. He'd get a way more time, and that's part of the reason why we're out here. I mean, the simple fact that he's out right now after killing someone. I mean, dude. Like us, for example, as Trump supporters, they threw us in jail without a trial, and they held us without a trial, all right? I mean, like, literally, you're supposed to be able to get out on bail, right? Get out on bail. There was no bail. There was no amount of money. They said, you can't post bail. You're just staying in there. Then 12 days later, yeah, you can get out. We'll lower your bail from $1 million to $250,000. What? They're literally making it so you can get out. That's why they lowered it that much, because they saw how much money was raised. I mean, all they're doing is hurting our side. We want to have a protest. It's like, oh, we agree with you. We agree with everything you're saying. But it's a Fed trap. Where's the Fed? Do you see anyone, trying to get you to, like, storm something or break something? I mean, I don't see that. You guys are a bunch of idiots. You guys are a bunch of idiots. Literally, we're just coming out here talking, and you could have talked, but you're like, oh, it's a Fed trap. It's a Fed trap.
What I'm saying, we've got Trump. We don't have Fed traps right now.
Yeah.
Not for us.
Good point.
We used to be afraid of the feds.
We're not anymore. We beat the feds. We beat the feds. Yeah. We beat the feds. We secured pardons for all the J6ers. We won. We did it. We convinced Donald Trump to pardon all the J6ers instead of just doing half or a portion of them. So we completely defeated the feds, got all those guys fired, got the J6 prosecutors fired. We 100% won.
By black Americans. There is a prevalent gang culture. There is a prevalent gang culture in America. Give me a second, we have another camera.